Here's another shape, another solid built from cubes. Now, it's very clear what we have. We have a 3 by 3 square on the bottom, a 2 by 2 square above that, and a single cube on top. So we could easily add those numbers up. We have 9 and 4, which is 13, and 1 is 14 cubes in this solid. Now, if we wanted a 3 by 3 by 3 cube, that would be, what, 27 cubes. We would require 27 cubes. It's almost twice as many. Okay. And we could also, make this look a little different. We could do it like this, or if we wanted to, we could do this, or this. Many ways to rearrange these dominoes into a layer of 9, a layer of 4, a layer of 1. Interesting question. What if we had this pattern extended on down for, let's say, 100 layers? How many dice would you have? It's an interesting problem, one that you might want to think about. Okay? And other patterns are certainly possible. We can do this. Okay, I'm not going to take the trouble to make that perfect. Not that I could in any case, but what do we have here? How many dominoes? What's the volume of this object? And what would the volume be if we had this extended to where the whole thing was 100 dice high? How many dice would we need? How does the volume of this compare with the volume of the last one I show you, and how does that compare with the volume of a cube? What's the pattern of this figure? Think of this as just a plane region covered by the dice. What's the plane region covered by the dice? And how can you calculate the number of dice that you would have if you had one of these that went, say, 100 layers? Now, layers are a little different. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. If we continue the pattern, what will those numbers be? Okay, if we go to 6 of these, and the pattern that mimics the pattern that we see here, and in case you need to, well, don't want to do that. Okay, too slippery. How would those numbers scale up? How would the shape scale up? If you had one of these where we extended this for 100 more steps, adding a domino here and dominoes all along here and so forth, what kind of shape would you approach? What would it look like if there were 100 or 1,000,000? How many dice would there be? If we want a more regular shape, because this one isn't regular, it's longer than it is wide. If we want a more regular shape, we can pretty quickly rearrange this. Let's just see what we've got. Right there we've got a cross, and we're just going to fill it here. Okay? Now if we continue this pattern, we add another domino here, which our dice die, which means we can add another one here, another one here, and it looks like, to maintain the pattern, losing track of what we've done, we have to do this. I've got too many of them there, but I'm going to put a couple here. We're losing it. Okay, well, do you see where I'm headed with this? Okay, how does this pattern build up, and how can you write that pattern mathematically? I'm not at all sure my alignment there, but you get the idea. You see how I'm building this one step at a time, and I'm running out of room, so I can't go any further. What kind of shape are we going to approach if we keep adding dominoes and repeating the pattern? Again, how can we write that pattern down? How can we describe that pattern? How can we give somebody instructions for building this pattern? If I've even built a coherent pattern, things look a little lopsided there.